Hello, and welcome back to Objectified. Today, we are diving into an object that is perhaps the most important object on our planet. Yet it is often invisible, tucked away in the shadows of mountains and locked behind sterile doors. It is a tiny package that holds the entire history and future of human civilization, the seed. We are going to explore the compelling, often dramatic story of seed banks. A seed bank is not simply a high-security refrigerator. It is an ark, a genetic time capsule, and a profound declaration of hope for the future. These institutions safeguard the staggering biodiversity of our crops, the foundation of every meal we eat, protecting it from disaster, disease, and the relentless march of a changing climate. What they do is ensure that no matter what happens in the world outside, the essential ingredients for human survival are preserved. The concept of preserving seeds is not new. Farmers and communities have saved seeds from one harvest to the next for 10,000 years. But the formal, organized, global effort to create true banks began in the shadow of a truly terrible event, the Irish potato famine in the mid-1800s. That disaster was a stark lesson on the danger of relying on a single crop variety. When the blight hit, there was no genetic variety left to resist it, and millions starved or were displaced. Later, in the early 20th century, a passionate Russian botanist named Nikolai Vavilov would solidify this idea. He traveled the world, gathering seeds and plants, convinced that the key to feeding the world was genetic diversity. Vavilov identified what he called centers of origin, places where specific crops naturally evolved and possessed the greatest genetic richness. He built the first great modern seed bank in Leningrad. Tragically, Vavilov himself perished in a prison camp during the Stalinist purges, but his collection survived the devastating siege of Leningrad. His staff famously starved rather than eat the precious rice, wheat, and potato seeds they were sworn to protect. This selfless act cemented the moral gravity of the mission. Today, the Vavilov Institute's collection is just one of many. But the gold standard of modern seed banking is undoubtedly the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, often nicknamed the Doomsday Vault, located on a remote Norwegian island deep within the Arctic Circle. It is buried 120 meters inside a permafrost mountain. It stores duplicate samples from nearly every working gene bank in the world. Its temperature is maintained at -18 degrees Celsius. Even if the power fails, the surrounding permafrost will keep the seeds frozen for centuries. This vault represents the ultimate insurance policy for humanity. The evolution of these banks is truly fascinating. They began with simple storage, but now incorporate cutting-edge technology. Researchers use molecular biology to map the genomes of stored seeds, identifying useful traits like drought resistance or natural pest defense. This allows scientists to precisely select the genetic material needed to breed new resilient crop varieties much faster than traditional farming methods allowed. Innovation is not just about storage, it is about utilization. The seeds are not dead museum pieces, they are living libraries for the future. The cultural significance of these seeds cannot be overstated. A local landrace of corn in Mexico is not just a food source, it is part of a spiritual tradition, a historical lineage tied to specific rituals and cuisines. When a seed is lost, an entire chapter of human culture can be erased. Seed banks help to preserve not just the biology, but the anthropology of our food. They are repositories of collective human heritage. They embody food sovereignty, giving nations and communities the genetic tools to feed themselves, independent of massive agricultural corporations. Here is a surprising detail. A seed bank was actually used to retrieve crops in a time of disaster. Following the civil war in Syria, the International Center for Agricultural Research in the Dry Areas, ICARDA, had to leave its main facility near Aleppo. But before they left, they had sent duplicate samples of their critical collections to Svalbard. They were able to request and retrieve these seeds, growing them in new facilities in Morocco and Lebanon, a true real-world test of the Doomsday Vault's value. It was not a hypothetical disaster. It was a necessary withdrawal. Another fun fact, the smallest seed bank in the world might be right in your backyard. Many dedicated gardeners and small organizations operate community seed libraries, saving and sharing heirloom varieties to keep them in active circulation, acknowledging that the best place for a seed to be is in the ground. Seed banks are a profound act of intergenerational responsibility. They are an object lesson in humility and foresight. They remind us that the most valuable things we possess are often the smallest and the most vulnerable. They are quiet, powerful protectors of our history, our present, and our future. They ask us to consider the long term, to look past the current harvest and plan for a world we may never see. If you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing to Objectified. We work hard to bring you the hidden histories behind the essential objects of our world. Like this video if you learned something new. And let us know in the comments below which object you think is the most important for human survival. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next journey into the objectified world.